Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. So today we are going to talk about a set of technical indicators that I want to use as regression or the equivalent of a trend line for timing your positions on the entry. So we're going to use a trend line and I'm going to show you kind of the workaround that I've figured out on how to do this. If you look up something like trading regression, what we're trying to do is basically have our, right here, our trend line on a downward move, and we can use that as a potential entry, as you can see here, as it goes up. That's one of the ways, more popular ways of timing your entry or exit. Our exit is pretty well, possibly, among other things, will be driven by ATR as well, average true range, with a virtual stop loss. I'll talk about that in an upcoming video. But for now, that's how I'm looking at a very simple strategy on how to do that. So if we go into the J4X, before we do that, I want to highlight a couple of video tips. So if you come to my channel here at Quant Labs, come under playlists, look for Duca's copy, look for the last series of videos here on just Duca's copy galore, specifically building out two tools that we're going to use. I've talked about them extensively in these videos. And we're talking about J4X and visual J4X. So if we go into J4X, the platform, and we have here a typical price line, in this case it would be GBP and USD, we want to just get rid of this indicator. Okay, so we have a typical price line, and here we come under indicator. As I said, we are wanting to use regression, so we could use just this classic regression on the close price, and I'm sure we could probably use the median price or the close price or whatever might be more suitable for you. Select our time period, lots of experimentation here. So if you add it, here's the regression equivalent. In my case, I've customized the indicator for the uptrend is green, the downtrend is red, and the style is this set of dots here. So you can clearly see that in this. So we have an uptrend, and then we have somewhat of a downtrend here at some point, or here, and it does go down. So you could theoretically use that. That's using the regression. So if you go into the API Java docs, let's say if we go to Duca's copy, actually J4X API Java docs indicator, and then regression, you'll find there is a method using this interface here, the indicators, for regression. So it does exist. Okay, right here, and here's the signature on what you need for all your parameters and your return. And then if you go back here, so we know this exists. You can do it programmatically in a Java coded up strategy. Now, being the lazy people that we are, here in our visual J4X that we've talked about, once again, the videos in my playlist here for J4X, or visual J4X, is all explained in the later videos here at probably starting around 30 or so. Yeah. So around there, late 20s. So the 28th video, you should be able to get all kinds of videos I've done on J4X. Or sorry, Visual J4X. So when you look at the indicators that are all available, and you come under trend here, we only have really this one, trend envelope and WADA AT. So if we go back into the J4X here, remove this indicator, add one of those indicators. So let's say if I do WADA alter trend, here's what we get. So theoretically, let's see how this chart in full glory looks like. Let's see how it compares up against the regression. Okay, so as you can see here, it's quite lagging in some parts. Here it's okay to here, and then it continues up. And then here, yeah, the downtrend's easily lagging on here. So this may not be the best indicator, this WADA AT, but I'll put on the other indicator, and let me just show you what we got here. So the other one is trend envelope. So let's add that one. There you go. So here, again, it's lagging quite a bit. This is not quite what I'm looking for, to be honest. But this is a 4 hour. So let's see how it compares in a, let's say a 5-minute chart. So no different, it is lagging, but the regression seems to be pretty good. Correlates kind of nicely actually. So what I'm going to do on the design front is to use both these strategies in my Visual J4X. Only reason is because it's what I have available. As far as I know, there is no regression visual J4X, but there is these two, trend envelope and WADA AT. So I'll use those combined. They are lagging. Once I build out the strategy, then in the code, once I generate the code or view source, implement it into J4X, the idea is then to replace these indicators with the regression one, and go from there, and then start applying the ATR, which I will say does exist. I think it's not, yeah, right here. So that exists, so it's not a problem. But I could not find any regression at all in Visual J4X. So that's how it stands right now. That's the plan of action. If you know of any other better tools to use in Visual J4X, let me know. Let me know if you think regression is the right one as an indicator within the J4X for one of the various indicators that you can use for your entry. Let me know what you think. Later.